This is Tina Long, Court County 5 at 936-538-3662. The time is 12:18 p.m. and it is June the 26th, 2020.
Judge Stewart's office.
Yes, who am I speaking with, please?
My name is Tina.
Hi, Tina. Is this Tina Long?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Tina. Is today the 26th of June? 26th?
It is.
Okay, great. We have a real problem that we really would like to, we need some help with, or you guys are going to kill us, right? So you guys put that we did not show up. However, we did show up to your court, okay? And we had somebody else drive us to your court, and that person had to sit right outside the court and wasn't actually allowed into the court. And and so we have all of this evidence that we did show up, and you guys just keep ignoring it. So in other words, what you guys are doing is making a murder attempt. Because while today I was trying to work on this and get this all done, and meanwhile this has all been since October, right? This has all been since October, right? So, and then while I was in the middle of calling one of the other people that signed this thing, this warrant, this bogus warrant, and feels that I don't care, right? She's like, oh well. She's like, yeah, I signed it, but we don't care. And so, while I was speaking with her, trying to get this corrected, we got a SWAT team type of action going on, and they start beating down on the door and everything, yelling for me to come out. I didn't go out, and they got heavy artillery and everything, and they wanted to get that warrant They came to serve that warrant, is what they did. Right? While I was in the middle of trying to get you guys to remedy this warrant. And I'm really lost. And I would like for you to kind of actually, with my mother, right, to make this a little bit more. This is my mother who actually drove me to court.
Tina.
Yes.
This is Patty Parenti.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. What?
This is Robert Harden's mother, Patty Parenti.
Okay.
And I don't understand. He did show up for court. I took him there. And there was the time I took him there, I wasn't allowed inside. I took him there 2 times to be actual.
September the 30th was the last one.
And I took him, and I wasn't allowed in there. And they waited till he was the last one in the courtroom.
About 2 hours.
And then they brought, there was 6 sheriffs that came in and stood there while he talked to the judge. So there has to be video or something to show that. I mean, I just don't understand why they're saying he didn't show up when he did.
Let me look at the case. Give me 1 second.
Thank you.
I can't believe this, man. I cannot believe the kind of... They're trying to kill people. They are literally trying to kill people.
Oh, God.
They don't even care.
Do you mind if I place you on hold for just 1 second while I look at a few things?
No, thank you.
Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what I have is that we set him for a docket on August 21st, which Mr. Harden did show.
Right.
At that point, we gave him a reset to come back on September 30th. He refused to sign the reset that we gave him.
Yes, I was there.
And I showed show that on September 30th, he was not present back in court.
But he did show back up in court, because I can even tell you what he was wearing.
That's the day I handed over the affidavits.
Yeah, okay, so
the affidavits. How did the affidavits get into court?
Okay, so what was he wearing on the 30th when he showed up?
I'm just saying he wears the same thing every time.
Yeah, I did wear the same. You're right. I did wear the same shirt on both occasions. But wait a minute, you said on this both times. So you just said that he wears this. So you just said that he wears that same thing every time.
So there's 2 dates, ma'am, that he was supposed to show up for court, right? And you're saying one date he didn't show up, right?
September the 30th.
That's correct, on the 30th. On the 21st, he was supposed to sign
Yes,
the recess.
I was there.
He refused to sign it.
Yes, I was there.
Asking him to come back on September 30th.
And
Right,
I did.
and ma'am, I will swear to oath, I took him there. That's when all the officers showed up in the courtroom that day.
That's when the affidavits went in too. So
And
I
that's
put
when
3
he asked
affidavits.
for affidavits to be presented.
And
That's when
they're in file.
That's when one of their officers or whoever they are, because I was trying to peek in to see what was going on, and he opened the door and he goes, "Are you on the docket?" And I said, "No." He goes, "Well, then you're not allowed to be in here."
His name was Weatherford. Weatherford was standing. Weatherford was the guy standing in the background, and he wasn't the normal guy. The normal guy does the thing, and he was standing up front. But Weatherford in a Cosa was a female.
Ma'am, I backed off and I went and sat down. But I watched the cops going in there. There was 6 of them at least, maybe 4 or 5. I don't know.
We were there.
I was there.
What do we need to prove that we were there? Because we have those affidavits, so those affidavits were handed over, but in person to the steward, and he said he didn't even touch them, and he said go over to the next, and I handed them over, and then I said, who exactly is the state of Texas? And he said, and he pointed behind me, and there was a black girl and a Hispanic-looking girl, and she kind of waved, and that was the district attorney people that were the state of Texas, right? And so you don't have the court transcripts, and so if you don't, I'm curious, you don't have the court. Am I allowed to get a copy of the court transcripts if you do have a copy of it, or if you do have them?
I mean, we did have a court reporter there. I'm not quite sure.
Okay, well, can you ask her?
We have to pay for those records from her.
No, well, I don't need to really pay. What we need to know is whether or not she recorded the fact of me being there or not. That's all that we need, right? So you could be able to ask her. Could you look in the records?
Ma'am, I'm guaranteed I drove him both times there. I took him 2 times.
Listen,
Yes.
I know he was there. He was there.
Yes.
But then we tried to work things out, and you left.
Yes.
No.
Well, they dismissed him. No.
So wait, what did we try to work out? I'm curious. What do you mean by that? You guys gave us.
Whatever you were trying to say, I don't remember exactly how it came about.
Yeah.
You left the courtroom. You did not sign any of our paperwork or reset. You did not sign anything.
No, but.
The state to our court. No, let me finish.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
So, according to us, that means you were not present in court.
Okay, well, that would have been nice if you guys would have clarified that.
And we issued the warrant for your arrest.
May I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so when you first go in there, there's that guy that's standing there checking them off the dock, whatever you call it, the dock, whatever, who's supposed to be in that courtroom. So you have to have that showing that he was there.
And the warrant says that he called out 3 times and that there was nobody present, and so you guys aren't putting this into your warrant. What you guys are saying is giving the illusion like there's just a complete no-show, right? And the guy is stating that he called 3 times and that I did not appear, and so now you guys put a warrant out when that is actually not.
If I say, hey, I have a docket next Thursday afternoon at 1:30, you be here and I can take care of everything all at once. Are you going to be here?
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute.
Well, I I mean, okay, yeah, let's talk about the contract.
There's not going to be a swarm of cops there.
Yeah, it's not going to be a setup.
Take them down. That just doesn't make sense. He has a kind-hearted.
Listen, I'm trying to help you.
I know.
Okay, real quick.
I have come here regardless of Mr. Harden being here or not.
I understand that. I understand that. Yes.
To come to court to try to resolve your case
Okay.
without having to go to jail first.
Okay. I
Ma'am.
appreciate that.
Ma'am, can I ask you something?
Yes?
Okay, so you said that it ended. So you said, yeah, that I did show up. However, it ended poorly, or it didn't end properly. So what had happened, here's what happened from my side, is that I asked if this was being recorded, and he pointed over and said there was a court reporter, and then I said that I wanted to hand in these documents. He said to hand them in, and then I was the last person in the courtroom, and then they just closed everything and walked away, and I was given a new attorney, and that would be Bluestein. And then, so what I had is, so they said to wait outside for Bluestein, and so I wait outside for Bluestein, and then whenever he shows up, instead of actually being like a person that's going to be helped, because I said that I wanted co-counsel. I didn't want a actual, like, somebody, I just needed a little bit of help. I wanted co-counsel, and whenever he showed up, first thing he started doing was starting to give me a psychiatric evaluation about, like, where were you married? How long were you married? And asking me all these weird questions. So I got up and I was like, this guy is crazy.
Some questions are standard questions. I mean, you're opposed to asking.
Well, I mean, yeah, hey, some of them were, I'm sorry, but some of them, I don't know exactly how that is supposed to be or what you guys deem I'm supposed to do, but in my opinion, whenever we sat down, I waited, I did all of this to go and do everything that you guys are asking, everything you guys are ordering me to do without any fair and just compensation. I do it all, and then one little thing, because I didn't do one little thing right, you guys literally have guys with freaking riot gear and heavy artillery beating on the door, ready to kill people and stuff and take somebody into jail when you guys know that I was there. And all I'm trying to do is cooperate, right? So if you guys know that I was there and you know 100% you agreed I was there, well, I don't know why whenever we called with the emails and everything, we've been trying to get it so that doesn't happen. And then while we're working on it, you guys do that.
So you said something about showing up for court?
Yeah, or what was the part where I screwed up? What was the part where I screwed up? Then, like, so I did stay there, and as far as I knew, and I was actually like, okay, it's all done. I'm not the court expert. So I did everything that I thought was supposed to be done, and all of that kind of stuff, and so I don't know what to tell you guys.
I was still there when all those officers walked out and went out the back, down the back stairwell.
We're the last people to leave. That place.
So we're confused. We really are.
This is really
we
bad.
Can't show up.
This is really bad.
Shut up.
Okay. So I'm saying, would you like to join my docket on Thursday at 1:30?
Well, here's the problem.
Go ahead.
If you want to, would you like to know? I'm only trying to be upfront, and like we need to know. We all need to be on the right page. So here's the problem that I have: the docket. What exactly? Again, this is I enter your military ship, right? And now I don't have any type of authority. Like, I got nothing, and you guys have proven this time and time again. So it's a very scary scenario. And what I would really like to do is be able to exchange the information, you guys see it, and then whenever we corrected it, then I can show up to your court knowing that there's not a warrant out for it, right? And now I'm dealing with people that I feel a little bit safer and comfortable. I mean, I've expressed... We are not lying here. We showed up. I did whatever I had to do. And here's another aspect of this. I did put in the affidavits. Now, I'm just curious. I don't know how this works because you guys are acting like you don't know or whatever, but those affidavits, those are facts in court, right? And those haven't been overturned or overruled, or I have not received any nothing. So in other words, those are facts in court. So you guys were actually obligated on the September the 30th, once you were handed over everything, the district attorney was obligated to go and say whether or not some of it's BS or whatever, right? So they were obligated to rebut it, right? And nobody rebutted it. And quite frankly, I don't know what you guys are doing, right? Okay. So now what happens is I'm a sovereign. And I don't know if you know exactly what that means whenever I say that, right? But what I'm saying is that I have some I believe that I have a little bit of rights where I should be able to conduct business like we are conducting business, and people will actually work and cooperate instead of being a dictatorship where they can go and bust down your door and kill you. I'm sorry if that hurts you guys or upsets you, but that, So what am I going to do when I go to court? I mean, so I'm going to be treated as so you guys are going to treat me as a person who has just put in all of these documentations that you guys have agreed, right? You guys agreed to all of what I've put into court. I have not heard anything vice versa, right? And so I don't know what exactly you guys, you know what I'm saying? So how does that work? And what's going on is that there's just a lot of manipulation, right? And so I found out that Bluestein actually quit my case, turned himself, I didn't even know he was on the case, and he turned himself out of my case in May, right? Yeah, and I didn't even know that he was even there. I didn't know. And so, in other words, I have this attorney that's there, and here's another thing. Darren J. Ray, that was also...
Nothing to do with you, Mr. Bluestein.
No, well, I mean, what I'm saying is that if you want me to do things, how am I supposed to know? Bluestein was there. If he had actually taken on capacity, which he says that he had capacity over all of this up until May. Okay, so now if he had taken on capacity, at what point would he go and be like, wait a minute, he was there, right? I stood right in front of him. This is the first day that I met him. And then he would actually be taking care of me, right? Because he was appointed, right? And I didn't even know that he was appointed. So what I'm saying is that this is the way in which you guys have this all set up it looks like a murder for me. And I'm only being completely honest, and you guys scare the shit out of me how you guys are acting with this whole thing, right? Because if you remember correct, I'm not trying to be a jerk. You guys have left me in such a situation in which you're like, the only way that you can is have trust in us. And I'm like, wait a minute, is this the same trust that for months and months I keep reaching out to you guys saying, hey, can we look at it? Is this the same trust that everybody ignores me and then they come with a bunch of guns on the front lawn? I mean, my mother can't even believe this shit, right? She is so blown away that this is even possible, that you guys are allowed to even, so I don't know what to tell you, and I want to go and cure this as much as possible, right? So it's not your idea of we gave you orders. Okay, well, if you're going to give me orders, that means that I was in some sort of capacity, I'm your slave. Right? So I don't know what to tell you. And here's another one.
I'm at a 20-minute mark on this.
Yeah. Okay. One last real quick thing. Yeah, ma'am. Real quick. What's that? Oh, so that's the only way that I can remedy this. Is that what you're saying?
You can turn yourself in and post a new bond.
What?
Okay.
How much is that?
Wait a minute. So if there was a fictitious warrant out, I can go and post another bond on myself, and then that would catch that one, and now I have to. Can you explain that to me?
And then the court date to show up back in court.
Okay, so you guys want me in court, right?
Go Monday.
Well, isn't that the whole...
Okay, so hey, every time, yeah, but ma'am, every time I've been to court, you guys didn't do anything other than just want to leave me.
That has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with with me.
Well, but I know it doesn't have anything to do with you. It has nothing to do with me either. I'm just telling you that is the.
I don't review anything that you file. I don't review anything that the DA has to do with your case.
I'm trying to figure it out.
But what I'm telling you is I can help you back into court without being arrested.
Okay. Now then, what I need to know is, I'm curious. So, am I right or wrong about this idea that when an affidavit goes in, so in other words, what I'm wondering is, you would know that these affidavits are garbage, right? Is that what you guys are actually trying to do? Is tell me?
I'm not saying that. Nope, I am not. I'm not agreeing or denying either one of them.
Okay, well, how can I find that out? Because I mean, it's real. That's important because
That's something that you would need to talk to the judge and the state about.
And the state.
You're in court.
In the state. Oh, you mean the district attorney? Is that what you mean by the state?
Right.
Okay. All right. So the district attorney. So I need to talk to the district attorney about it. And that would be another aspect. Now, if I have reached out to the district attorney and not knowing that I have not, and they just ignore everything, well, how does that work? Because actually, I was with the district attorney trying to speak with them way before I even reached out to you guys. You guys were one of the last people that I reached out to, actually, right? Because I was like, well, let's go backwards, and the district attorney, and so if I reached out to all of them and stuff, and they've completely ignored it.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
Okay, well, I'm trying to figure out what you guys want me to do, because, yes, ma'am, I'm trying, you guys, I don't know what I want you to do. I'm trying to figure out what you guys want me to do, because I'm trying to maintain a safety for myself, right? And I understand that you guys have it set up that you don't care, like, so you guys can do whatever you want to do, and I was just asking you about the district attorney, if, so they can also just ignore all of so they can ignore everything and act as if I don't even exist, right? So if I show up, right, what I'm trying to get to is when I show up, I show up and I say, hey, yeah, I've already put those affidavits in. I'm a sovereign, and here's what I believe. I believe that I have a right to face my accuser, right? And you guys are going to say, okay, but that's not actually how it works for your court system, right? And so you guys are going to be like, no, but you don't. It's because.
So if you come to court on Thursday, and we see you in person, and we know that you're there, and we set you for a trial date, is that what you want? You want to try this before jury?
Well, here's what I've wanted. See,
is that what you want? Yes or no?
Well, here's what I want. I want you guys, they made up a false. This is all false. In every way, it gets to shown. Okay, so jury, if that's what it takes for you guys, if that's what you guys need, so what I'm getting at is don't ask me what I want. You guys are the ones that created it all, and if I have to go all the way because I'm going to maintain my innocence, then I guess I'll need a jury thing, I guess, right? But here's a fact. Here's a fact, though, real quick, is that I don't know anything about what I'm doing. Right? So if I said that, I'll take a jury, right? Oh, I'm sorry.
Would you like a new court-appointed attorney?
Well, if can I know what happened with the last two, or you guys keep track of that? Or okay, real quick, do you guys care?
From all cases.
No, but I'm curious, do you guys care about what has actually happened with, like, when you guys gave me an attorney, right? I never saw him in the first day. In the first day, he never showed up, and I never spoke to him one time, but he also put in that he put a notice of representation in. Right? And so what I'm saying is he put a notice of representation and this is all a lie. And when I go into a jury, right, I'm going to bring out all kinds of stuff unless, of course, I'm not allowed to. And the judge goes and says, yeah, we're not going to allow you to do any of this. So So this is what I'm thinking, and so I wouldn't know. So of course, if I am allowed to go and have a jury of grown, competent adults, right, and I'm allowed to go and tell my whole story to what has happened with this, I think that they will go and, you guys, I don't even know why you guys would want to divulge all this information to juries, right? To be honest, I don't know why you guys would even want to take it there and not just.
Are you going to be here Thursday at 1:30 or not?
Well, whenever I do, what's going to happen is I am going to go and I'm going to state that I am no longer a sovereign. Is that what would? Okay. Well, is it possible?
What does that have to do with
Is it possible that because hey, is it possible for me? Okay, well, first off, you do say that I was there at court, so I was there technically. However, there was a technicality. What exactly was that technicality? That I didn't sign that I would return?
You walked out of the courtroom.
No, that I walked. Okay, so I walked out of the courtroom, right? And I did it without being dismissed, right?
Right. So
Okay.
I'm giving you the opportunity to be here Thursday.
Okay, yes, I understand that, and I'm trying. I wish it was. I'm trying to get this. Okay, so you do know, and so I say right now, right, I'm making an accusation that is a complete lie, right, and so then that is fraud. Okay? And so then we can keep all of this into check properly, right? Because whenever
You think that I'm luring you here just to arrest you and put you back in jail?
Well, fraud has all kinds of different aspects. It's anything that isn't on the up and up, right? Is any kind of law, anything or lies, anything of deceptive manners, right? That's fraud, right? In every aspect. It's just you guys are running a business, right? And instead of going on being on the up and up and being like, oh yeah, and notifying me of this a long, long time ago, so we could correct it and everything, you guys do stuff like. Right, and so I'm trying to work with this, right? So what is so you guys are saying that I left without being dismissed, but I'm saying that no, all of our business was done, and I handed over all the affidavits, and they didn't say anything else, and the court was ended, and I was dismissed, and that is a fact. Okay, so now whenever we enter all of this in.
Your fact.
No. Well, you can look it up because here's
Okay.
I'm real curious. What is exactly being dismissed? What entails being dismissed?
You have to sign the paperwork saying when your next court date will be.
Oh, okay. Well, yes. Okay. All right. And you know what? But okay, yeah. And you know what? Was I offered on that second time? No. I was not offered on that second time, and here's another thing. So in other words, right? I stayed there until I was ready to. You guys left, and you guys were the ones that left and said, "Okay, we're done here." And I wasn't offered anything, and that's why I never signed it. And also, if I didn't sign it, the judge would have said, just like he did the first time, he would have said, hey, you put your oath, put your right hand up and promise that you're going to reappear, just like you did the other time, right? And then, right? And so, and here's another thing that I'm real curious about, is why isn't the judge's signature on the document that's in the court, or not the judge's, but the sheriff's? So in other words, the judge, they pushed all this, there's plenty of signatures on it, however, it's missing the sheriff's signature. So how is that not?
I don't know what it is. It does have his signature on there, sir.
No, well, the affidavit that I see in your court records is a 2-page affidavit, right? It's a capias, and it's got a Texas ID number on it. And then my next thing would be, see, these are the things that I would ask whenever I get into court, but nobody wants to answer these things, right?
Okay.
So but I just said, but nobody wants to answer them whenever I get in. Thursday is 1:30. Thank you.
Hey,
can you tell me what a Texas ID is?